for I.B.I.S. I've been with I.B.I.S for just about 4 years now. So I think most of you probably have had an opportunity to work with me, but if not, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work with you. So like I said, today we're going to talk about custom invoicing. See if I can, and we have a pretty small agenda. We're going to talk about why you would even consider custom invoicing in GP. Then we're going to do a little quick demonstration of some of the capabilities that I.B.I.S has done for other customers in the past. And then we'll go into a question and answer session. Okay. So why customize GP invoicing? Well, there's a couple of reasons that we can think of. The first, does your company do business under different names or sell products on different websites? We had a customer that has several different websites, all under different branding, but they only had one Dynamics GP company. So the orders came in from the various websites, but they wanted to send out the invoices and the packing slips with different company logos on it. So that's one reason why you might want to do that. Another reason, we had another customer that had their customers dictate to them what information or what their invoices look like, and they wouldn't pay their invoices unless they were in a specific format. And so we had to come up with a way to handle that for them. So basically, customer A has a different invoice format than customer B. And then another reason is if you want to be able to distribute your invoices in different ways. We've had, people want their invoices emailed. Some people want them dropped on an FTP site. Others want them, old-fashioned way, put them in an envelope and send them to me. And we've also had parent customers want a copy of their child customers' invoices. So we needed a way to be able to distribute to both the parent and the child. Okay. So if you've answered yes to any of these questions above or any of the other things that we talked about, then we can help you get there. Okay, let's take a quick look at the demo, and I'll explain the technology that we use and kind of show you a real quick example of how we set this up for one particular customer, and we'll run through and print some invoices so that you can take a look at them. Let me find. There we go. Okay. So real quick, what I've done is I just have a local reporting server here. This is SQL Server Reporting Services 2008. I have a folder out here that has two different invoice formats in it. The first one, I'll pull it up real quick. The first one's going to have these little teeth over here in the corner for the company. And the second one is going to have this little logo, Leads By. And they're basically the same invoice, but I threw a different logo over in the corner just so we could kind of see what's going on. The way this works is, for this particular example, we had customers that wanted to have invoices depending on their different ways that the invoices would get distributed. I could print it to a printer, and this would be the invoice format that would be used in all of these options. So this is the one with the teeth on it. Let me look this up so you can see there's my two invoices: standard invoice 1, standard invoice 2. And then I can drop this to a file also. And the file format that you can pick is PDF, TIFF, or doc. But obviously we could do Excel. We could, the options are pretty much unlimited. This is just the 3 that this customer wanted to have. And then the file location is C:(invoices), which is right here. And you see I don't have any invoices in that folder yet. I mentioned Excel. Yeah, we did. We have another option for Excel specifically. This is just the PDF, TIFF, and doc is just the printing options that we had for this file. I can also drop this into its own file location, but in this case I chose C invoices as well. I could email this invoice, and I can enter an email address. I unfortunately don't have Outlook set up on this box, so I can't show you that. And then we can also publish it to a website or to an FTP site. So let me go ahead and save this. Then the other customer that I used is going to be Advanced. And if I look at their bill to address, you can see that I kind of picked the same options as I did for Aaron Fitz, but I chose the standard invoice 2. So I could have 2 different examples of invoices to show y'all. So let me go ahead and save this. So the way this works is we added a invoice distribution window. And this particular customer chose to be able to filter by batch number, customer number, or master number, but we could filter by anything on the sales order or custom fields. And we also have the ability to reprint invoices. So in this case, I've already posted an invoice or a couple of invoices that are in the test batch. And I'm just going to show you right now. I did not chose to see to reprint. So if I look at, these are all the invoices that I haven't printed yet. I'm not going to select one of these because I don't know if they're set up correctly or not. But if I click on reprint, this test batch, this is the one that I've already know works, and I've set it up. I know the customers that are in there. So what I'm going to do is hit redisplay, and you can see that I have 2 invoices in here. Drill down to those. Basically, Aaron Fitz has an invoice, and Advanced Paper Company has an invoice as well. So what I want to do is just print both of these because they're in this test batch. So I'm going to click on the test batch. I could actually print either one of these by themselves if I wanted to. And then I'm going to hit print, and you can see basically it went out and similar to that? Okay. And then for advance, the same kind of thing. I have the police buy logo, his invoice number, etc. And the Excel will look exactly like that as well. Like okay. All right. So once again, to kind of recap what we did on the sales card, we created a custom invoice distribution window. We've allowed setup at the customer address level so that any any customer can have their own invoice format. So if you can see, I just filtered on customer number. So if I want to send these out, I can do it by date range. Like I said, the printing options are pretty much unlimited to what we can do to get these out. Let's go ahead and go back to the. Let me close this real quick. All right. So if you don't want to ask any questions now, you can email me at pienzer@ibis.com. Or if you want to ask a question now, please feel free.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you foresee being able to do that at the actual invoice level rather than basing it on a customer? Because I'm guessing that, especially if it's with different websites or something like that, the same customer could be buying from various websites. So you wouldn't necessarily want to restrict it on a customer level, but when you're actually doing the invoice itself.
Yep. We have done that as well for a customer. So the example that I used, they had 9 different websites where things were purchased, and when we did the integration, depending on the invoice type, so the doc type, that was the indicator for what invoice format was to be printed. So if doc type was 1, then we printed company logo 1. If doc type was 2, we printed company logo 2 on the invoice. So yeah, it's pretty much unlimited to what we can do. So like I said, we've done it 3 or 4 different ways. So good question. Anyone else?
When you saved your invoice files out to your share drive or wherever, when you open one up in Word or Excel, are those editable or are they frozen, basically, or read-only?
They are editable. We can lock them down. You can put password protection, but right now they are editable. So the customer that we did this one for actually wanted them editable. So if I go back out there, yeah. So if I pull up this Excel file, see, I can type in it. So, but we could definitely lock them down, and we could also add that as an option, so that if you wanted to turn it on or off.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. No problem.
Have you ever done one where all of the line item detail was hidden, where they're basically just getting perhaps a comment and then a total? We have some customers that want just a turnkey number and don't want all of the detail of the components that make up that number.
Yep, we have. We've actually done some really crazy invoices for one of our customers. Like they were a utility company, and all of their customers required different formats. And we did have one that actually, ironically, was just like that. All they wanted to see was the note show me the note and the dollar amount. That's all I care about, not all the details that roll into that. So, yeah, we could actually do that. We could do that for the customer without actually, having to go through a lot of development. Are you using Forms Printer or SSRS right now?
Actually, no.
You're not?
We're just using Report Writer, and when someone needs something like that, we're doing a manual Excel invoice in order to give them what they need, and then the invoice that we generate from Great Plains is an internal invoice.
Got it. Yeah, we could definitely do something like that. So
is there an ability to combine invoices? Like you have in our instance, we will have an invoice for the actual software purchase, and then we'll have an invoice for the maintenance, but the customer wants those on one.
Yep.
Is there an ability to combine those two together to send something to the customer?
Yep, absolutely. Depending on, let me see, we actually did that for this customer. We have, let's see, we have this build invoice batch window, and what this does is it takes all the invoices that are out there and allows you to consolidate them into one. They still actually maintain their unique invoice number, but what we do is we use the master number to combine them, and then when we print, we use that master number to basically show all the details on the invoice. So what happens in that case is they do this build batch and enter their criteria, because similar to you, their customers wanted all this data on one invoice. So they go out throughout the month and they do several different services. They actually invoice those services right away, or at least enter them into GP. But they don't put them on one invoice. So at the end of the month, when they send the bill, the customer wants everything on one invoice. But those reference numbers, which is the actual GP invoice number, we still maintain that because they truly are separate invoices in GP. But we've combined them using the master number functionality.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm? Hello, Troy. Anybody? Yes.
With the invoice itself, with the distribution reference numbers, can you or do you have a integration, or if you had a parent company buying items or products for their smaller companies, and you wanted to track that on the property level, if you wanted to have different GL distribution numbers with that, you have an integration for that associated with the invoicing customizing system?
Yeah, we don't, but it doesn't sound like that would be that difficult to do.
Okay.
If you want to shoot me an email or give me a call, I can actually give you guys on the phone my phone number too. We could talk about that kind of offline.
Okay, fair enough.
This webinar was kind of very focused on just kind of to give you guys an idea of some of the things that we can do. People don't realize that I.B.I.S has a custom development shop. They think of this a lot of times it's just the Great Plains people or the CRM people, but we do have a full-blown custom development shop. So we have about 10 software developers right now. So pretty much anything that you want to do, we can build it. So if you have any ideas like that, like integrations or hey, I want to push data to a website, or